team out there that has shown us that they are the real deal. There's a team out there that many people think, oh, yeah, you're good, but who have you played? There's a team out there in the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are arguably one of the most dangerous teams in the NFC. Hands down, shut up, I said what I said. Now, as normal, the Eagles did start off slow last night versus the Washington Commanders. They're actually down 10-3 7-3 going into halftime. Early in the third quarter, they're actually down 10-3 on Thursday Night Football. But midway through the third quarter, they're like, okay, Commanders, we've toiled you around long enough. Now it's time to give the ball to Gaineswell. Now it's time to give the ball to Saquon. It is time to put the pedal to the metal and say, bad baby, bad baby, bad baby. Matter of fact, Saquon Barkley scored back-to-back touchdowns in 20 seconds of game time. Slow it down, baby. So we got to ask the question, guys. Did the Eagles just prove last night that they are the best team in the NFC? Not the NFL, but the NFC. Are the Eagles the best team in the NFC? Like I said, last night, they did start out slow. It seems like every game this season, they start out slow. They really don't start getting their wits about it until about the third quarter, right? At one point, it's going to come back and bite them in the butt, but right now, they're doing what they do, right? Even though they start out slow, they stick to what they know how to do, and they don't panic. They will run the ball over you, and they play good defense, and bada bing, bada boom, they're winning another football game. Not only is their offense top tier, which is ranked 4th in the NFL, I might add, 200 yards passing per game, 181 yards on the ground, slow it down, baby, and 26 points per game. What? They have the best defense in the NFL. Not one of the best, not a top 5, not a top 10. They have the best defense in the NFL. And yeah, they're probably going to get home field advantage. But you know what travels well in the playoffs and the NFL in general, going to the Super Bowl? It's the defense and the running game. And when we look at defenses, right, in the NFC alone, yes, the Eagles are the best defense in the NFL. But then you have to drop down, not to number 2, not to number 4, not to number 5, not even number 6, 8, no. Number 10, getting close, number 11. Number 11 is the next best NFC defense in the NFL, and that is the San Francisco 49ers. And if you want to talk about the best team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions, what is their defense ranked? It's not top 10. It's not number 11. It's number 19th. The 19th ranked defense in the NFL goes to the Detroit Lions. Oh, but they got a good defense or a good offense, Buck. They know how to run the ball. They can beat you in so many different ways. Yada, yada, yada. Shut up. The Lions do have a good offense, but they're only ranked 6th in the NFL. They're not as good as the Philadelphia Eagles, which is ranked 4th in the NFL. So for all you stat heads, you want to look at the stats. The Philadelphia Eagles, the best defense in the NFL. Number 1. Number 4 ranked offense in the NFL. Detroit Lions, number 19th. That's bottom half in their defensive ranked and then number 6th in the NFL on the offense. Guys, the Eagles are the real deal. The Eagles are the real deal. Put some freaking respect on their name. They will go as far as Saquon Barkley takes them. Don't get that twisted. But he is playing at an MVP level right now, and he cannot be stopped. He's averaging 113 yards per game. Somebody put some chains on that guy or something because he's going to run all over you. He is taking your wife, taking your kids, and leaving you a can of soup. He is that man. They have won 6 games in a row, meeting the Philadelphia Eagles since the embarrassment of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back on week 4. They had a bye week, fire everybody. Since then, they've been not only winning, they have been dominating games. They are dominating games week after week after week, 6 of them in a row to be exact. They play football at their pace, and they're forcing teams to crumble in the fourth quarter. Yes, they do have some good tests coming up. The Ravens, the Steelers, the Commanders again. This is a team that you cannot sleep on. This is a team that you cannot sleep on because they are the best team in the NFC. The Philadelphia Eagles proved last night that they are them. The Philadelphia Eagles last night proved that they can beat anybody in the NFL, just not the NFC, anybody in the NFL. Jalen Hurts is not even playing at his top level yet. He's getting better and better each and every week. Now, I do understand Saquon Barkley, injuries this, injuries that, whatever, right? Right now, if the Super Bowl were to, or the playoffs were to start tomorrow, I'm buying the Eagles in the wild card round because they would be second seed, right? Buying them in the divisional round, buying the AFC Championship game, and buying them in the Super Bowl. The Eagles are them. Understand that. So, guys, let me ask that question. Let me ask for the people in the chat. To the people that love the Detroit Lions, to the people that love their San Francisco 49ers, to the people that think the Commanders are the real deal, are the Philadelphia Eagles the best team in the NFC right now? Are they the best team in the NFC right now? And John says, yes, they are the second best team in the NFC. John, I feel like you're going to put your hometown team, the Detroit Lions, up on top. I feel that you're like, oh, my homerness is going to come out, and here we go, Detroit. Let's go, Lions. Shut up. Understand defense travels. Understand that the Detroit Lions have the 19th ranked defense in the NFL. Who has the first? These Philadelphia Eagles. The Lord says, Eagles, what? Slow it down, baby. What? Yeah, Eagles are the best team in the NFC, Laura. Put some respect on it, and Jim is putting respect on it. Jim says Barkley is a man among boys right now. He is. Saquon Barkley said, you know what, Giants? It's been real. It's been fun. 6 years is a long time. No, I'm the problem, not you. Let me go on. I understand you want to pay me like $3 or $4 million a season, but I'm worth a little bit more. He goes to Philly. He gets his money. He get those dollar bills, y'all. And he says, okay, time to put the big boy pants on. I graduated, bada bing, bada boom. Put the suit and tie on to work. Let's go to work and let's do it. Saquon Barkley is the dog. Saquon Barkley is the man right now. James Chamberlain says that Eagles at Lions NFC champion game is going to be a classic. And I say, slow it down, James. Slow it down, baby. Because the Lions are a dome team. The Lions have only played one element game the whole season in the rain versus the Green Bay Packers, which they did win. Do not get that twisted. They did win that game. However, they don't have any outdoor games that could possibly be elements for the rest of the season. The Philadelphia Eagles will probably end up getting the number 1 overall seed in the NFC. The Philadelphia Eagles will probably have home field advantage in the NFC playoffs. And, we're not smart people by any stretch of the imagination, but common sense tells us, right, that in January, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, it might snow, it might rain, it's going to be cold, it's going to be nasty, but the wind is going to be blowing, right? And I understand the Lions can run the ball. I understand they got a two-headed monster back there in Gibbs and Montgomery. But they have no Saquon Barkley and Gainwell. They have no team that's going to dominate you left and right. If the Detroit Lions do not get the number 1 overall seed in the NFC, they're not going to the Super Bowl. They probably won't even make the NFC Championship game. Let's just call a spade a spade. Just spade a spade. And John's like, oh, hell nah. Detroit would beat the Eagles. They would say, come here, little boy, bad baby, bad baby. No. Not going to happen, John. Not going to happen. Just enough to win, baby, says their defense. Okay. Defense is going to have to step up. If my memory serves me correctly, guys, there has never been a Super Bowl defense or a Super Bowl winner with a worse than ranked 15th defense going into the playoffs. Just put it out there. Just put it out there. Jim says, okay, is this the real test? Power rank them right now. If I were going to power rankings right now, after this game from last night, the Philadelphia Eagles would be number 2. It would be the Kansas City Chiefs, Philadelphia Eagles, Buffalo Bills, and then the Detroit Lions. Now, If the Buffalo Bills do beat the Kansas City Chiefs, right, you obviously got to move the Kansas City Chiefs down a little bit. Bada bing, bada boom, the Eagles number 1. Buffalo Bills will probably be number 3, right? Maybe 2, possibly. But Philadelphia Eagles are number 1 and number 2 right now. Detroit Lions would be number 4, number 5. If I were to redo it this week after last night's game. Carson says, I will ask you this. Who have the Eagles played? He says, I know, really don't matter, but how many times during the rankings can be inflated off their strength of schedule like the Dolphins and Cowboys last season? So actually, I had this in my notes. I totally overlooked that. I overlooked my notes here, which is shocking, right? Buck doesn't know how to read. But the Philadelphia Eagles, yes, they have not played anybody, right? The Philadelphia Eagles have not really gone out there and competed against playoff teams. In their 6-game winning streak, they've beaten the Commanders, which is a playoff team. Let's just be honest. They're going to make the playoffs probably by default, but they're going to make the playoffs. Cowboys, no playoff team. Jaguars, Bengals, to be determined. They can make a run, right? Potentially. But probably out. Giants and Browns. You are correct, Carson. They, quote, haven't played anybody, right? Meaning playoff-bound teams. They have played the Packers, Falcons, and Bucks. Falcons and Bucks are probably going to be battling for the AFC South. Probably not a wild card, but they have both lost to the Buccaneers and Falcons, but they did greet the Green Bay Packers in week number 1. In Brazil, Friday night, let's just wipe that off the slate. Doesn't really matter, right? Week 1 is so long ago. Anything can happen week 1. But to say they haven't played anybody, you are correct. They have not played any playoff-bound teams besides the Commanders during this 6-game winning streak. However, let's look beyond the box score. Let's look beyond the teams. Let's sit there and let's watch the tape. Let's watch the tape to the simple fact that the Philadelphia Eagles are not only winning these games, they are dominating these games. From start to finish, they are dominating these games. Even when the Commanders had a 7-3 lead at halftime, 10-3 going into the third quarter, midway through the third quarter, right? The Commanders really I never felt like the Commanders really had a shot, right? It was just a matter of time before that dam broke. And it showed. The defense dominated the Commanders. Yes, they got a late touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Was an amazing catch, by the way. If you guys have not seen that 2-point conversion by the Washington Commanders, go to YouTube and look at it. It is freaking awesome. Amazing catch, amazing ball placement, etc., right? But the Eagles dominated every game they have played during the 6-game winning streak from start to finish. Yes, they may have not played anybody playoff-bound wise, but they are the real deal. They are dominant. John People says, anybody have Narcan? Or talking delirious. I'm not talking delirious. I'm talking facts, baby. Talking facts, baby. And Laura says, whoa. Don't be sleeping on my Minnesota Vikings now. Don't be sleeping on my wild card 17 Minnesota Vikings. Because we're going to go into Philly. If they get the second seed, you're going to whoop that ass, baby. Joke's on you, Laura. You are not going to have to play the Philadelphia Eagles in the first round. You're going to have to go to Detroit, Michigan, Ford Field, and play the Detroit Lions for the 3rd time. And the 3rd time's the charm, they're going to whoop that ass. Let's go. John says, based upon that record, just like the pussy farts quarterback hasn't played the best to be on the power rankings. John, when we talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, because I'm assuming that's who you're talking about, the Kansas City Chiefs in their 9-0 record here, right? They're 9-0. 4 of those 9 games have against playoff teams. Slow it down, baby. Slow it down. Wombat Zombat's in the chat. He says, go birds. Fly. Eagles fly. Let's roll, baby. Let's go. And he likes the Lions at the Eagles on that NFC Championship game. And John says, but common sense is not that common. Common sense is not that common. Facts. Y'all dumber than a box of rocks. New addition to the Lions. Jadarius Smith, the edge rusher that the Detroit Lions needed to make the Super Bowl. To be determined. My man Mark Dees in the chat says, but I told you about the Eagles. And Mark D, you are right. You didn't tell me about the Eagles last week or the week before that or the week before that. It was 4 weeks ago to the date on Tuesday. You're like, hey, don't be sleeping on those Philadelphia Eagles, man. They up and coming, baby. And John says you're higher than Eagle Ball. That is why on the Man Hour hoodie, guys, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but there is an eagle right there. It is an eagle because that's how eagles defeat people. Just fly higher than anybody else out there. Detroit Lions are 9-1 there, Sparky. And the Detroit Lions are going to go on a 3-game losing streak.